Hello, and welcome back to The Fool's Journey. We last left off with the Fool meeting the magician and being awed by the magician's mastery of illusionary arts and elements. The magician told the Fool to seek out the High Priestess to help him find his way on this journey he's undertaking, and the Fool is doing exactly that. Well, with the Fool being a fool, new to this journeying thing, he went out not fully prepared. With the magician swiping some of the Fool's coins, he would be unable to pay for a place to sleep at the inns or get a meal. He had nothing to gather water in, he had nothing to help aid him as he crossed the terrain, and he had no means of defending himself against threats he may come across. Even after realizing this, the Fool would keep on. He was enjoying the experience, even if it had its rough moments. The Fool felt confident that anything he needed on his journey would be provided to him, so he wasn't stressing or worrying about it. As the Fool is heading through a forest on his destination to meet the High Priestess, the sunny weather starts to change. Storm clouds cover the sky and it starts to rain. Fortunately for the Fool, shelter is nearby in the form of a trail shed. The Fool enters and sees an altar with 4 items on it. The first item is a golden pentacle, the second item is a long sword, the third item is a cup, and the fourth item is a wooden staff. A note was left alongside the items that said, "Please take and replace at journey's end." The Fool momentarily pondered what journey's end meant. These items are known as aces. These are the first cards of the minor arcana, and because they're the number 1 cards, they have connection to the magician. In fact, you can even say that the magician rules over the aces. The aces are all about opportunity and the universe hearing what you need and giving you the opportunity to obtain. You'll still have to put in effort to grab what you want and need, though. The Ace of Pentacles represents the Earth element. When the Ace of Pentacles shows, money isn't too far behind, so make sure your hand is open to accept. But if the Ace of Pentacles is flipped, then chances are you're dealing with financial woes. And sometimes, like the Earth zodiac signs that the pentacle represents, there is too slow of a reaction to grab this financial opportunity. So if money is being thrown your way, don't be slow, take it. But also be able to balance what you receive with what you give out. And don't be afraid to spend a little something on yourself. No need to be stingy when you're treating yourself. The Ace of Swords represents the air element, and when it shows up, your imagination and your voice will be heard. It's a good time for expression through creative means, writing, painting, acting, just anything expressive. On the flip side, however, there could be a lack of focus and too much imagining happening. Lack of expression because your head is up in the clouds. Sometimes when that happens, you need to sheath the sword and take a step back and recall the goal that has been set forth. Once you do this, the sword can be unsheathed and work can be resumed. The Ace of Wands represents the fire element, and this is all about passion, desire, and motivation. The Ace of Wands can almost be seen like a magic wand being used to create opportunity when initially there was none, and being able to rise up and overcome challenge despite the challenge being seemingly impossible. On the flip side, there is a lack of patience sometimes associated with the Ace of Wands. Because the drive is so strong, when delays happen, it tends to cause panic and derailment. And when that happens, the motivation and drive is gone, and it's hard to get back. The Ace of Wands reminds us that having a strong drive and making the impossible possible is an amazing feat, but sometimes things happen. Don't let a setback cause an implosion. Use that drive to find another way around to your goal, or sometimes you just need to sit back and let things pass by before you can resume again. The Ace of Cups represents the water element, and this is all about emotions. Very much like water, our emotions can be cool and calm one moment and chaotic within a blink. The Ace of Cups can become overflowed with emotion, so there is control needed when the Ace of Cups shows up. Staying in charge and not letting the emotions get the better of you. On the flip side, the Ace of Cups can also show lack of movement. Instead of flowing like a river, you'd be stuck and stagnated. You'd be stuck and stagnated like the water in a puddle. It's important not to let that happen, and that's where being in control of the emotions come in. Even though there's a storm and chaos all around, there is a need to be that calm, the eye of the storm, and not let it affect you. That way, you keep your flow going to your goal. The Fool grabbed the items, placing the pentacle in his pocket knowing he can trade it for an abundance of coin. The sword he placed on his waist side knowing he can use it for protection. The cup he fastened around his waist knowing he could use it to drink from water sources. And the staff he used as a walking stick to make his travel easier. The Fool looked outside the trail shed and raised the staff towards the clouds and does a little circular movement. Moments later, the clouds depart and the sun comes out. Surprised by this, the Fool looks at the staff wondering if he just performed magic before continuing on his journey. And this is where we will end it for now. Thank you all for joining the Fool on his continuous journey, and if you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more Unexplained Possibilities content. Also, be sure to follow Unexplained Possibilities on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram, and those links are in the description below. By the way, if you're interested in receiving a private tarot reading, then be sure to click on the link that'll lead you to the Witch's Broomstick. Not only can you book a reading with myself or Angie K, but you can also purchase custom-made candles and oils tailored to your needs. Thank you all again for watching, and I will be seeing you next episode as the Fool continues his journey.